Now, Storm Tracker 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist Justin Stapleton.
A few spotty showers out there this evening so far. Otherwise, been a pretty quiet start to our work week. Nice to see that. In fact, nice to see sort of a quiet end to what was a pretty wet and windy week last week. Well, we've got a few chances for a couple of storms coming this week, but certainly nothing like that. Let's go out to the storm tracker and I'll show you what I mean by that as we get ready to head in towards your Monday night. A couple of scattered showers, light ones at that, moving from Canyonville down towards Shady Cove, and you can see most of that activity is going to hold mainly in through the southern end of the viewing area. As you get across portions of the southern Willamette Valley here, we've got a couple of light sprinkles being reported out across the Eugene-Springfield area, and then as you go north up towards Corvallis, same thing. For the most part, though, most of the activity is once again down to Northern California. This is where a lot of problems over the weekend, mudslides, for example, into Northern California. Also looking at some substantial rainfalls of 5, 6, even 8 inches around the San Francisco metro area and the Bay Area as well. And look at the heavy snow across the Sierras, really starting to pile up as well. Good for them. Nice to get a little bit of that up into the Cascades here, but we might get our chances, but not at least over the next couple of days. We've got another system developing. This one also kind of gets stretched out. And as I've always said in the past, the more stretched out they get, the weaker they get, meaning they don't have as much punch coming into us. So we'll continue to keep isolated showers for tonight. Spotty showers for most of the week, with the exception of one day, which I'll tell you that in a second. Staying cooler as well. We'll keep those temperatures in the 40s, so none of that real mild air out ahead of many of these storms. And the next big one coming in on Friday. Rainfall totals, not that impressive out there. About an inch or so of snow at the Santiam Pass about the last 24 hours. Everybody else, with the exception of Florence, seeing at about 1/10 of an inch of rain or so. And as we go overnight tonight, again, it'll be very spotty. A couple of light showers moving through overnight, midnight through about early tomorrow morning, and then start to see a few breaks in the clouds by the afternoon. But I still think we'll hang on to a lot of the low clouds, so might see more than just a few peaks of sunshine by the afternoon, and the next storm starts to head on down into Northern California. So that's where we might get our break from some of the wet weather. Highs across the state today, we sat in right around 44 degrees in Eugene, 45 in Corvallis, 52 down in Roseburg, a little warmer than that, mid-50s out to North Bend, and sitting in the 30s as you get out to Central Oregon. Overnight tonight, we'll drop down to around 40 overall, and right now that's kind of where everybody's sitting at, just a couple of degrees above that, so not much of a drop off tonight. And that's because the jet stream sort of split and all this cooler air is moving in, but this is also stretching out the next system. And so watch what happens as we go through the next 48 hours. There's the area of low pressure spinning up. Look at it, just kind of rolls into Northern California, leaving most of the state of Oregon relatively dry. Now we'll see a much stronger system move through as we head to Thursday night and Friday. So we're not done throughout the week just yet, but notice this will be the case. We'll call basically isolated showers for just about everybody for the next couple of days. Same thing for the Umpqua temperatures, right about where you were today, 50 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, maybe an inch of snow as you get up on top of the passes there. Snow lines will be at around 4,500 feet. Isolated showers, mostly cloudy skies, could get some wet snowflakes mixing in at times, especially early and late before and after sunset in Central Oregon, and around 48 degrees for us here across the valley for tomorrow. Coast, not a whole lot of break in the rain. Wednesday night to Thursday will be. Friday should see a pretty good cold front move on through. That one might kick up the wind just a bit late Thursday night. For the Umpqua, temperatures holding around 50 for the next 4 to 5 days, and just relatively light showers. Cascades, not a whole lot of heavy snow coming, but there will be chances for some snowfall over the next couple of days. And here in the Willamette Valley, around 48 for tomorrow will hold right around that number as well, Matt. So overall, where we should be, and again, not a whole lot of dry time, but we're not talking about last week where we were like, get ready, we got a couple of big punches coming at us. Just kind of a ho-hum week as we go in towards Christmas next week.
Ho-hum before the ho-ho-ho.
There you go.
Thank you very much, Justin.
You bet.
Corvallis.